Hey everybody, welcome back to my garage. This video isn't sponsored, and all the products that you see in it, I purchased with my own money. We came out to go somewhere in the Gladiator this morning, and we got a big surprise. We pushed the button to start it up, and all we got was a little bit of clicking. Well, it wasn't that much of a surprise, because over the last year and a half, I've been getting a warning on the dash that said, auxiliary switches unavailable, battery charging. So I thought maybe the battery was starting to get a little weak. I had a lot to do. I wanted to put some new diff covers for an off-roading trip on the Jeep, and I had put off putting the new batteries in. On my other Wrangler, I put new batteries in at 3 years. I didn't wait for anything to go wrong. I just did it at 3 years. It's been about 3.5 years since this Jeep rolled off the lot. The battery warranty is 3 years. So you can see there's probably some planned obsolescence there. So I didn't go through a whole checklist to see if the battery was really what the problem was. I'm pretty sure it was. So I'm gonna put a couple new batteries in this Jeep Gladiator. It's gonna be the main battery and the auxiliary battery. I haven't done any deleting of the auxiliary stop-start battery. I don't wanna mess around with that, and I've heard of people having other issues going on. I'm sure there's a way to do it just right. I'm just not ready to do that to this vehicle because it's still actually under emissions warranty. The regular warranty is worn out, but I still have the emissions warranty, so I don't wanna do anything that might void any other protection that I might have. And here, I'll show you the batteries I got. I like Napa. I went to get the Napa battery Legend, which I put in the Wrangler when I changed the batteries in there. They didn't have a stop-start, so I had to go over to a different place and get this Super Start stop-start battery. Those are gonna be the two batteries I'm gonna put in. I wanted to make this video because I want you to see how easy it is to do this job. And you don't have to go down the dealer or to a shop and pay them a ton of money because these batteries are already pretty expensive. So doing it yourself, it's an easy DIY. Doesn't require that many tools. You don't have to be an expert mechanic to do this. There's a few things that make it a little easier, and you want to be safe while you do it, but it's a pretty easy job, and let's get into it, and I'll show you step by step how to take the old battery out and then put these new batteries in. So one of the great things about the Jeep is the hood will completely go out of our way because the battery that we're going to work on is over here. And that obviously the hood's going to get in the way. I've got this wool blanket. I'm going to throw that up there to protect my windshield. All we got to do, take out our prop, throw this hood nice and gentle right there. And now it's completely out of our way so we can work on this battery. It's pretty easy to get intimidated when you look at all this stuff underneath the hood of your vehicle. This is a 2022 Gladiator Eco Diesel. I've also added a winch disconnect because I've put a winch on this vehicle. So I've got a winch disconnect that isolates the winch so it's not always powered up. When I want to use my winch, I just have to turn that to on. I've also got some off-road lights, so there's some extra wiring down here. This is the negative lead for my winch. I'm going to use this 13 millimeter to disconnect my winch negative line here. And I'm just going to put this nut back on so I don't lose it. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time looking for stuff. And I'm just going to get this winch negative line out of the way. We always want to take the negative off first. You want to take the negative line off, the negative lead off before you take the positive off whenever you're working on the battery. And we want to be super careful that we don't touch these against each other. Get that loose. Now, I'm going to zip tie that out of the way. Now we can remove this positive side. I'm going to remove it here for now. It's going to be a 12 millimeter wrench. Same thing. I'm going to put the nut right back on there. This has to come off the battery also, but I'm going to do that when I get the battery out and I can see what's going on there because there's a clip on the side here that holds it in. I don't want to break that clip. Use another zip tie to zip tie this positive out of the way. Now you have to remember something about these modern vehicles with a stop-start battery and stuff. They still have power, even when you remove the main batteries, positive and negative. So we still have a stop-start battery connected down below, so there's still power to this thing. We don't want any arcing or any short circuits. Now we can pull this cover off of here. There's a hold down here. That should be a 10 millimeter. Down here is the battery hold down. So we got to get that out to get this battery out. And I hope I'm not getting in the way here. Hold down bolt. Here's a little plastic hold down. It's a good idea also to take pictures when you're taking stuff apart. That way you can get it back together again. The battery should be free now. Let me see if I can get this thing out. There we go. Now you can see down here, this access plate covers the stop-start battery. So just let you guys know, if you're ever working on the electrical in your vehicle, and I didn't know this, I was putting a brake controller in my Jeep Wrangler, and I didn't know that the stop-start battery had to be disconnected to disconnect the electrical for the entire vehicle. And I got some arcing, and my radio hasn't kept the right time since. I don't know if that was because of that arcing or the radio's just, got some issues. Need to isolate your electrical? You got to take this out and disconnect the negative lead on here. Time for me to kick it up a notch here. There we go. That's how you remove bolts, right? Little impact motor. So now we got at our stop-start battery. Remembering that we're always going to go for the negative lead first. Want to make sure that this doesn't get grounded out either. There's a zip tie. Same thing here, another 10 millimeter. I'll just get this positive off. And I didn't test these batteries. I just went and bought new ones. I got my 3 years out of them. How do I get this sucker out of here? I'll go for the old channel locks and see how I can do. There we go. The gas engine Jeeps are a little different. I guess some people go from up under the wheel well, but if you could do it this way, that's the way I do it. Okay, we got a little bit of prep work to do. These studs have to come out of the old battery and go into the new battery. As far as I know, you cannot buy these studs. So you'd have to find something else to do the job if you didn't transfer these over, you lost them or something. Tried one time to ask if you could buy them. I just couldn't find them anywhere. I don't have a female torque socket. What I found is this 4 millimeter socket that seems to fit pretty tight. Perfect. I was able to get that loose. Perfect. One down, one to go. Try one more time. On this side, yep. We're able to get that loose. 2 for 2. That's our old battery. That's going to go back for a core charge. Snug this up a little bit. 4 millimeter 6-sided socket. Now we can drop this back in, and that means we're halfway there. Got a little bit more prep to do before we can put these batteries back. This clamp has to come off. The last one I did, I broke. I'm going to loosen this bolt a little more here. So there's this little clip that hooks into the battery that holds this in place. Probably hold that out and then pry that clip off. So I hit that with my little wire brush. It's a plumber's tool. Clean that up a little inside. I'll pop this bad boy back on there and it's locked on. See this clamp here gets pinched together. Kind of a clever thing. Snug that down. Want them tight enough, but man, I don't want to do any damage. I've got a history of over tightening bolts. Okay, we got our little cover. It was facing that way before. Drop it in. Gonna hook up the positive first, 10 millimeter. Even though that post went deeper into this new battery, still plenty of meat. Grab that, snug that up good, because that's gonna be really hard to get to, so I don't want that coming loose. This negative back on. See, I saw a little arcing right there. I heard a little noise, something moving in the motor, because now it has juice. Now we gotta be really careful we don't short anything, because we are re-energized. Got our little access panel. You see this? Actually, it's just something that helps hold the battery in. Perfect. A couple of my 10 millimeter bolts I saved over there. Probably a torque value. I don't know it. Torque by feel, and it doesn't always work that great. These batteries are pretty heavy. You gotta watch your back. Oh, this 12-inch long battery is the one that fits in here perfect. And if you're going off-road and stuff, you don't want it sliding around. Well, I just realized something. I put this battery in backwards. This is my negative side supposed to be here, my positive side supposed to be here. Don't make the same mistake I made. That's not really what I felt like doing, picking this heavy old battery out again. Probably fit a little better this time. That's how she's supposed to be in there. Now I got it in the right way. This cover's a little jacked up. Hook up our positive here. Get rid of any oxidation in here. All right, ready to see if this bad boy starts up. I will have affiliate links in the description. If you use one of those to purchase something, it doesn't raise the price that you pay for the product, but I do get a small commission. I really appreciate your support. It means the world to me. Okay, success. The Jeep starts up now. Well, that's a wrap. I think this Gladiator is going to be running strong on our trip to Ouray, Colorado. If you got something out of the video, consider hitting that thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and check out the rest of my videos and consider subscribing to the channel. Really helps out. I will see you on the next one. And don't forget, on Muddy Ruttzz, the best is yet to come.